Hi guys, my name is Benjamin Hines. I didn't really post anything on YouTube in 2022, and I kind of want to give you guys my plan for 2023 because I plan on getting back to the action. So let's start with, why did I end up leaving YouTube for a whole year? What ended up happening was I got a job and I moved out, and I've been doing a full-time job for a while now. You know, the appointments, the friends, all of the stuff that's happening. It's very difficult to commit to something like this long term, especially if your mental health isn't doing that well, because you've left the home that you've lived in for 18 years of your life and you don't really know what's going on. So it was kind of difficult to summon the energy at any point this year to work on video games or even post about them. So yeah, it's been kind of difficult, but I'm finally at a point where I feel like an adult and I feel like I'm ready for this responsibility again. So now you know why I wasn't available in 2022. We still need to go over what happened to Pixels, because that was the last video I posted before leaving. I regret to inform you, we are no longer working on that game. Project Pixels is a game where you can kind of draw pixels on the screen and you can jump around on them. It's a puzzle platformer, and different colors of pixels do different things. Black you can stand on, red kills you, yellow makes you faster, and blue makes you float, and green prevents you from dying if you're touching it, and red. So those are like some of the things that was in the game, and that was the idea, was to make a puzzle platformer with a level editor and have all those unique features in the game, kind of like Noita, but in a completely different game genre. The problem is that optimizing a game like Noita is not very easy to do within the Unity game engine. They made a custom game engine, and I don't have the time to make a custom game engine. So I figured that it was probably a good idea to let it wait. There was an experiment I tried last year where I spent about 8 hours on seeing if the Bevy game engine would be able to support it. And based on my experiment, it will be when it's out of alpha, which who knows when that could happen. It's been like 2 to 3 years and it's still not ready for production games. It doesn't have a visual editor like Unity does yet even. It has a lot of features, but it's just not ready. So we'll be coming back to that when Bevy is a more capable tool for the job. So what about our other game, Throw Everything? For people who are new here, Throw Everything is a game where every item can be thrown. It's a roguelike, which basically means that you die permanently and you have to restart. And that you run through and you fight enemies with all of these items, and you can only throw them. So if you have an armor piece, you can only throw it. If you have a bow, you can only throw it. And I'll let you think about what that actually entails and how that works. We're trying to figure it out still, and we've made some changes to how some of the items work since last time to make it more true to the concept. For example, potions you could just drink from your inventory previously. Now you must throw them and walk into the area where they heal you. And we decided to come back to Throw Everything because we thought we could do it significantly better, because we've learned so much from our mistakes, and just in general as developers, we've become much better developers. So we decided to do it again because it would be difficult to continue with the old project, and there are just so many improvements that we can make that it would just basically need to be a new game at that point. So that's kind of the idea behind why we went back to Throw Everything. So let me show you the progress that we made in 2022 so that you can find out what the plans are for 2023. Alright, so here is a very early version of the game, or at least the current version of the game. We're almost at a point where it's a full playable game, but we're missing a few things. So first of all, let's go and try and find some enemies. This entire area is randomly generated. We need to add more enemies and chests and stuff, and just get the environment cleaned up, because it's still a work in progress. Other than that, we're doing pretty good. I mean, the animations, we completely changed how they work. The inventory system is pretty similar, but the code for it is a lot better. You can see that we now have knockback, And look at those explode animations. I mean, I really love those. Those are my favorite. In terms of the visuals, at least. And you know, we've redone all the environment stuff. We only have a few enemies right now, but that's because we're trying to make them fun over trying to add a bunch of different enemies. I think it's more important to get the combat to be a lot of fun than it is to add like 27 different enemies and a bunch of different items. Although we are trying to add enough items to showcase what kind of capabilities we have in the game. For example, there's this poison potion that poisons all these guys. And yeah, look at them. They're really not having a good time, are they? I mean, look at that. Yeah. I mean, it applies poison to them, they have a particle effect, and then it goes back to normal after they're done being poisoned. And then I can hit them with this axe, and they get knocked back, and yeah. We definitely are going to make them faster, and one of the plans is to revise the enemy attack patterns, because currently they're not super smart. So that's definitely something we're going to be doing. So yeah, that's one thing we need to tackle at some point. We need to do all the UI. The tile screen is the only piece of UI in the game right now, but we need to have a pause screen, exit, like game over screen. We need to have a settings screen. Like, we need to have all this stuff so that you can actually do more with the game. Just have it be a more ergonomic experience, because pressing Alt F4 is not something you're going to be thinking about when you're playing a video game. That's just not something you should have to deal with. So overall, that's kind of like one of the things that we're going to be doing. And sound effects and music is another thing we need to tackle, but we're not super good at that, so we'll have to see what happens. It's also very expensive. The quote price for a lot of people is in the thousands of dollars, which I have actually spent about $1,000 on this game already, but I want to try and like not do as much of that as possible before this game starts making money. So, if you want to support us financially, trust me, there will be opportunities to do that this year. Also, yes, that was a duplication glitch. My bad. I'm gonna have to fix that this week sometime. But yeah, we also have like the tooltip is improved. It just works better. And we also have chests, but they need to be added to the environment a little bit more. We just don't have very many of them placed right now. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with the game. We've got a bunch of enemies. We've got all the items stuff figured out. We've got a basic gameplay loop, but nothing really concrete yet. And you can go to the next area. You can die, but of course we still have a lot of stuff that we need to get working. But the plan now that we're more able to pursue all these things, is for me to go out and for us to go out and like make videos every week and make new parts of the game every week. That's kind of the overall idea for what we're trying to do this year, and I think we'll be successful in being able to do a live stream, do a devlog every week. And the plan is to also set up a Patreon or a Discord. So Discord actually has a thing like Patreon. Oh my gosh, the wolves! We can't have the wolves attacking us. Okay, so basically, we're gonna be setting up a Patreon so you guys can support us financially. I'll probably do that after we get to the point where the game is out. Because I want to, when you guys are supporting us, I want to give you guys something in return. So I'll probably give you early builds of the game so that you can test it out, see how you like it, give us direct feedback, talk with us, be on priority for me to get back to you about stuff, and just generally help the game to get it to a point where we can hopefully get a publisher, get $100,000, make it a full game, publish it on Steam, something like that. That's kind of the overall idea with Throw Everything right now. And I think with the amount of experience we've had and the amount of work we've put in to get better at doing this, I definitely think that we're going to be successful as long as we stay committed and we stay consistent. So that's kind of the idea for what we're going to be doing in 2023 and what the future of the studio looks like. Alright, so I think that's all there is to it. Make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on if you're interested in seeing the journey unfold. And definitely join our Discord server, because that's where a lot of the community is right now, and that's where we're going to continue to try and foster it. And yeah, I appreciate you watching, and hopefully this goes well. We'll just have to see. Bye.